you'll find your home. From the highlands to the city.
Good morning, good morning. And of course, we are in that time of this festival where we celebrate certain aspects of our culture, tremendously beautiful. And of course, you know, we have the choice to participate in what we are inclined towards. So for me, some of it I may not be so involved, but other things, you know, I would enjoy the positivity as well. We give thanks to the Almighty Creator for a new day. We give thanks for this Twin Island Republic, right? That we have been blessed to be born in or to reside in, whichever it is, because we have people who have come recently and people who have come a little longer before, right? And we don't distinguish too much. We still show that love for everyone who calls this place home. Let us treat it like a home. Let us keep it clean. Let us respect and love our family members who reside with us. Let we follow the rules now. Let's follow the rules. Let us do unto others as we would have them do unto us. Let's maintain a certain level of respect for each other. So we give thanks and praise. Good morning to 91.9. Good morning to Trinidad and Tobago. I passed through the village last night, John Cupid. Some excellent entertainment, free entertainment at that. All you take advantage of what is available in a kind of difficult season. We know for some of us, the Matsin. That's our this year song, now that's our last year song. But is that this year reality still? Take advantage of the opportunity to socialize with each other, to take the families out as well, even for us to go out and relax a little bit, to listen to what is on offer, and to enjoy that aspect of our culture. And people thoroughly enjoyed that last night. I could tell only that the village, it had our vibes, right? So check them out in the savannah. And of course there's also the flavor. I ain't reach in yet. I reach in the back, and because I was going to John Cupid, I was like, oh, all right. And then I went across without taking a good look. But I will soon, and also partake in some of my favorite vendors are there from the strip as well. So it's a must. Enjoy those things that we have. It don't have to be terribly expensive. For who can afford, you know, some of the more expensive stuff, the all-inclusives, more power to you, you know, enjoy as well. But there are, fortunately, these options, these public spaces as well, these well put together public spaces. There's some craft and stuff as well there for us to appreciate and to enjoy. All right, so I highly recommend. I'm sure if we don't answer them here, I hope if we don't answer them here, better yet, because I'm doing that part of the job as well. But, you know, take that opportunity. And I was saying, I know one soca artist has said that she's going to do a free show, I believe it's actually at that venue. I may be mistaken. You all could call and correct me, right? So that would be even more tremendous. So enjoy. The weekend is also coming. We have to be able to manage our economics in a way where we can cope with the present situation and still ease our minds and our heads, because dealing with everyday life can also be challenging. So we face the reality of the situation as well. But while we're facing the reality of the situation, it does not mean that we have to be in constant mourning and stress and disappointment. Embrace it as what it is. What we are not in control of, we have to accept. And then surrounding these circumstances, there is also joy and bright blessings that we can utilize to balance ourselves. All right, so that's a big ad there, boy. John Cupid, Flavor in the Savannah. Enjoy. All that is Trinidad and Tobago. We're not on the list, right? I know people talking about it. We're not on the list of immigrant visas that have been postponed. I believe they're not allowing any at the moment, and it's a long list that is there. And I'm not saying America as the people, but that is those who have power now, what they perceive as power. That is their agenda, right? To exclude. That's them. But we live where people vacation, as Michael Teja says, right? We live where people vacation. I saw a short video as well. Somebody posted going from this, and there's a picture of Maracas, the sun, the sea, the warmth, etc., to this, and there's a bit of a cold freeze across America and Europe. I don't know if it's continuing now, freezing, and a lot of snow causing difficulty. I don't know that human beings really were supposed to live in those places. The cradles of civilization are close to the equator in the tropics. But, as resilient as we are, people have also lived in those places and live in those places and developed in whatever way through whatever, so that now in this Euro-American white-centric thinking, people gravitate to those places. But ideally, now speaking to a guy heading to St. Martin, and he said, boy, I make the decision about 25 years to move from Amsterdam to St. Martin. I traveled here once and spent some time, and I realized this is living for me. And of course, opportunity, of course, or many other things shape the way migration takes place and why people want to move from one place to the next. The supremacy of economics and currency and all sorts of things, But appreciate also what you have and build. This is the real challenge that we all face. Let us build what we have and shape it in a beautiful way so that we are comfortable. Sometimes you don't understand what you have until you lose it. Let's build collectively what we have of Trinidad and Tobago and people will be attracted to what you have as well. Let us done that crime, that this senselessness, this quick to destroy when it takes so long to build. Let us stop that and make our space peaceful and inviting and comfortable. One of our greatest challenges that we face right now. And as I go into that topic, because they're all interconnected as well, safety is essential. Some people migrate because they don't feel safe here anymore. But along with this safety, there is the challenge that we as people face of curbing this violence, curbing the need and the ignorance that also causes the violence. So it takes us into the news, right? The discussion took us into immigration, right? Trinidad is not on the list, so if you want to migrate, an immigrant is someone who is seeking residence, in this place, this other place. And specifically the categories would be, people who have family members there who want to then file, who are under a certain age. So for other people, they would be negatively affected. They can't do that. Trinidad still is allowed to do that. Our brilliant and our bright and our good people, I wish you all stay here and help to develop this even more. But I understand why people leave in terms of opportunity. Again, another huge responsibility on the shoulders of leadership, but even every one of us as well. So that is taking place in the international space. A lot of other things taking place in the international space as well. But it leads us to making our place, our space, our Twin Island Republic better. And I'll go to the news because as we approach the end of this state of emergency, we are transitioning into another framework. So they are trying to move to a place where we can still keep the crime and violence down and even reduce it further, but not in the special circumstances of a SOE. And of course, because of the importance and because of the concern around crime, it is the headline today in probably all of the papers. But I'm just going into one this morning of one of the headlines in one of the dailies, and the Attorney General and the Minister of Legal Affairs are pictured. Of course, they had a press conference yesterday. The government will be bringing legislation to Parliament to implement zones of special operations following the expiration of the state of emergency on January the 31st. Right? I know it is not that people waiting for SOE to finish to get involved in foolishness. As difficult as things may be, I beg, I implore, I ask, do not choose to go down a road that is a dead end. Right? Pray, pursue every avenue possible, otherwise hustle in a good way to meet your needs. But please, what's long I could get all boy, don't throw away your 3 points. Don't make that decision to do that which does not work out. Try and hold it and have that patience as well. And you might say, boy, it's easy for you to say and thing, and I admit that it is easier for people who have something to say. I could admit that. But in the length of time, things change and things improve as well if you are constant in your effort to improve your life. And that longer path is more fulfilling. So I beg people, I know it's hard. Better you go and harass those responsible. Better you endlessly apply to places, to private places, whatever. Better you start small, you make a little bit do, than you put yourself in problems. I implore, I know, I concede that it is difficult. So we have that tremendous task ahead of us. Of course, these special zones of operation, I might read a little bit in after the break. These special zones of operation are going to be put in place to just hold and curb some of the activities that have reduced. Trinidad and Tobago, especially for people on the ground, we would know that a lot of the gang violence, that type of issue, whatever, has successfully been reduced. I know people even knock the Minister of Defense, but he has a certain capacity in a certain light, and he has been able to do positive work as well. And even the Commissioner of Police, right? Although I feel as though sometimes they focus on these traffic violations, things like that, sometimes are not the focus that I would like. But other than that, they have been doing positive work as well. And I want to encourage the good officers. I want to encourage them. So when we come back from the break, we're just going to a little bit to try to understand what that is, what these zones of special operations, and obviously we'll take the calls and hear what people thinking about it, because we all live it and we are all involved and we are all impacted by safety and security in our blessed Twin Island Republic. All right, and of course, if we have time, we touch on whatever else is current in the news. So, stay locked on. We will be right back. Blessings.
Let's go pay some bills on the street. 919 FM.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you will love this.
Building dreams, delivering excellence. That's McClatchy Construction Company Limited. Since 2008, McClatchy Construction has grown into one of Trinidad and Tobago's most trusted names in construction. From residential homes to large-scale commercial and industrial projects, we bring integrity, innovation, and professionalism to every endeavor. Our services include general contracting, design and build, construction management, restorations, renovations, structural steelworks, infrastructure development, home construction, and equipment rental. Whatever your vision, we have the expertise to bring it to life. With over 17 years of proven experience and a portfolio of landmark projects, more than 70% of our work comes from repeat clients, a true testament to our quality and reliability. For trusted construction solutions, contact McClatchy Construction Company Limited at 221-5405 or 222-5897 or via email. admin@mcclatchyconstruction.com. McClatchy Construction Company Limited, building strong foundations for a better tomorrow.
Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. The grand opening of the world's #1 Calypso tent, Kaiso Showcase 2026. Friday, 23rd January, 8 p.m., Naparima Bowl, San Fernando. Be prepared for a night of Calypso in all its forms. Social, political commentary, humor, pan, chutney, and suggestive sounds. Featuring performances by Queen Victoria, Lady Adana, Pharaoh, Mr. Shaq, Daddy Chinese, Eunice Peters, Calissa Charles Mapp, Alicia Richards, El Drago, Mr. Mac, Nicholas Lucas, Rivaldo London, Lady Tornish, Carice Pascal, D. Juba, Roxy Singh, Queen Voice, Brother Ramkey, Cassie, Miss Ross, Empress, Medic, Greg, Mr. Lee, Fire Rain. Guest performances by Dev, Durango, Brio, and Raw Tour. Your MC, Damian Melville. Music by Razor Sharp, Chorus, Kaiso Flames. Tickets, advance $200. At the door, $250. Available at Roast and Toast, Superior Street, San Fernando. Athletes by the Park, Tubo South Central Office, Mezzanine Floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss Rhythms of Truth, a Kaiso story. See you there.
The Lion Brand always had a plan, giving great taste all across the land. Pelori fry, bake roti and doubles too, made with great taste just for me and you. All through the year and all season, Lion Brand is the reason. When the Lion Brand in the kitchen, we know to mix and move, we're gonna mix and move.
This carnival season, mix and move with the Lion Brand of products, the power behind our great taste traditions.
With the Lion Brand.
What are you doing?
Crunchnival at KFC is so special to all.
What are we doing? Do what you want with the crunch, don't fight it. KFC, carnival, when you bite it. Flavor, thicker, like rocket. It's a Crunchnival with the baddest bucket.
The Crunch calling with our baddest bucket. That's 7 pieces of chicken for only $99. And for just $25 more, get 4 additional sides. Or crunch into Carnival with a super deal and get 1 piece of chicken, 1 regular side, a biscuit, and a large drink for only $29.95.
When the taste moves your waist, you know it's Crunchnival at KFC.
Blessings in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. You are invited to listen to the Final Hour broadcast heard every Monday
from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m. in the morning on the Street 919 FM.
Hear my mom, Pastor Helen Garcia, and myself, Pastor Valentine Garcia Jr., preach the Word of God to the elderly, youth, and children. We can be contacted at 629-0113 or 623-8444. The church is located at 26 Prince Street in Port of Spain. We look forward to you joining us. God bless you.
As my life I lay it on the altar, as my life.
How you just turn on this time machine, boy?
Bro, we have to...
Yes, I know, we have to go, but I have to start it.
On Sunday, February 1st, 2026, Captain Starbright and Tim Tim are going to take your kids on a magical journey to the past, present, and future of Carnival, the greatest show on earth. Get ready for Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
Yeah, but how are we going if this time machine not working, boy?
Bro, you're putting me smolter. It's powered by smolter.
Oh, it's powered by smolter. All right, put it. All right, let's go.
Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future. Sunday, February 1st, Skinner Park, San Fernando. Rides, slides, games, soca stars, and more. Parents, watch them learn about their culture and save the future of Carnival. Early bird tickets available online at islandetickets.com or timetolime.com and in store at advertised outlets. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Call 337-KIDS for more information. Kids Carnival Kingdom. Back to the future.
Tobago. It's Carnival. The vibe. The event space, formerly known as Shade. For the Court Tobago. Says, let's celebrate Carnival.
Bring your coolers every Friday and Saturday, starting from Friday the 30th of January till Carnival Week, and pay $50 at the door with your cooler all night. No ice, no chaser allowed. Top DJ and artists passing through every Friday and Saturday. To pre-book your cabanas, call 369-6414 and 394-3612 or email iwermg@gmail.com. And this promotion is going on until Easter. Gates open at 9 p.m. It's rum, it's bacchanal. Bring your coolers and come.
Been down this road before. All that left is rum and bacchanal. This is carnival.
The presence of oxygen is absolutely the absence of disease. Most chronic diseases that plague us are not happening to us, but is happening within us. We're literally eating ourselves to death, which means we're not living longer, we're dying longer. Join fitness expert Aloy Johnson, the founder of the healthiest corner on earth, located at number 92 East Drive, Chamfleur, every Wednesday from 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. live on The Street 919 FM, where he shows you that healing the body's temple is easier than anyone would have led you to believe.
Hi there, I'm Lester Suglal, inviting you to join me on the first, second, and third Saturday, 8:30 p.m. to 11 p.m. for the program Slow Gospel Music, and on the fourth and fifth Saturday from 8:30 p.m. for an extended version of Slow Gospel Music on Street 91.9 FM.
Get ready to immerse yourself in the vibrant rhythms and the joyous spirit of sweet calypso. Join us for an unforgettable experience at the semi-final round of the Calypso Monarch competition. This is Calypso Fiesta. 40 Calypso stars will compete on the Skinner Park stage. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmonies. Mark your calendars. Saturday, February 7th, 2026. Join us at Skinner Park in San Fernando for an afternoon of pure Calypso magic. Showtime 2 p.m. Tickets available on islandetickets.com or call us at 623-9660. Don't miss out on a chance to experience the rhythm and joy of the Caribbean in 2026. Calypso Unleashed, boundless harmony. This is Calypso Fiesta.
The world #1 Calypso dance, Kaiser Showcase presents Rhythm of the Sea, where the rhythm meets the wave on board the Embassy Yacht on Friday, 30th January 2026. Boarding at King's Wharf, San Fernando from 7 p.m. and sailing at 8 p.m. sharp. Featuring the ladies DJ, Dr. Ross and Sugar Ray. Early bird tickets $200. General admission $250. Tickets available at Roast and Toast Restaurant, Bar and Grill. Number 86 Superior Street, San Fernando. Attorneys by the Park, Tuku South Central Zone Office, mezzanine floor, Skinner Park, San Fernando. And from Tuco South executive members. For more information, call 653-5732. Don't miss out on the first ever Calypso tent on the high seas. Everybody, Kaiso Showcase, Rhythm of the Sea.
The Embassy Yacht is back and ready to transform your events into unforgettable experiences. Launched from King's Wharf, San Fernando, the perfect starting point for an epic experience of luxury, music, and celebration on the open water. By booking our vessel, your event will include a house DJ, state-of-the-art sound system, fully stocked bar, dedicated cleaning crew, top-notch security. This isn't just a venue, it's a floating masterpiece designed to make your event the talk of the town. Imagine your guests dancing under the stars, drinks in hand, with breathtaking views of the coastline as your backdrop. From birthdays to corporate events to exclusive parties, the Embassy Yacht offers promoters a unique platform to create unforgettable memories and boost your brand's reputation. Call or WhatsApp 399-5959 or email embassycruises@gmail.com.
This carnival season, come hungry and leave in love. Welcome to Flavor, a carnival culinary experience like no other. Every evening, the Queen's Park Savannah transforms into a vibrant village of food, culture, and celebration. Taste the best of Trinidad and Tobago with local street food, gourmet chefs, live cooking demos, cultural performances, and family-friendly experiences, all in one place. Join us at Flavor Village, Queen's Park Savannah, every day from 4 p.m. TNT, you're gonna love this.
The Gap Man Limited specializes in products that cater to all your health needs. The Male Enhancement Package targets the areas of the body that contribute to erectile dysfunction. The Male Enhancement costs $1,400. The Gap pills are priced at 250 pills for $500 and 500 pills for just $900. For the best in eye care, get the super combination of a Super Bright and the Body Healer. To improve the heart's function and circulation, get the Gap pills and Formula C. To get a total body cleanse daily, use the Gap Body Healer and Big C, all for a super low price of $1,300. To order your products from the Gap Man Limited, call 628-4531 for products that cater to all your health needs.
For more info, contact 476-7268.
Share the live. Share the live. The Street 919 FM on Facebook and Instagram. Share the live. Iowa George on Instagram. Share the live. Iowa TV and Street TV on YouTube. Share the live. The Street 919 FM.
And we are back, right? So share the live, Iowa TV, YouTube as well. Of course, 91.9 FM is the place to be. Certainly between the hours of 6:30 and 8 a.m. But all through the day, right? Classic Rousseau. Carnival 2026 kicks off with pure Calypso magic. Join us for the grand opening of the Classic Rousseau Calypso tent, Thursday, January the 15th. Right? That's today. At 8 p.m. at the City Hall Auditorium, Knox Street, Port of Spain. I definitely considering that one. Experience the legends, all-rounder, crazy contender, Lady Wonder, Queen Charlene, Brian London, Twiggy, and the new wave of talent including Sean and Shailen Bailey, Master G, Kaiso Mack, Nefta Kojo, and extempo sensation Niall Manswell. Hosted by Charlene Hendrickson and powered by the Classic Rousseau Band, it's one unforgettable night of rhythm, wit, and tradition. The Classic Rousseau Calypso tent, where icons meet the next generation. So don't miss it, y'all. Kids Carnival. Hey, parents and little stars. This February the 1st, Captain Starbright and Tim are blasting off on a magical time travel adventure to keep our culture shining forever. Get ready for Kids Carnival Kingdom, Back to the Future. Sunday, February the 1st at Skinner Park, San Fernando. A full day of family fun under the sun. Rides, slides, brand new attractions, wet zone, dry zone, foam party, magicians, dancers, and epic soca stars from yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Watch your kids learn our heritage while jamming to superstar performances by Voice, Shal Marshall, Lil Kerry, Swappy, Jadel, Ray, Aaron Duncan, Vaughn, Christo, Dev, and more. Plus meet Junior Lee and Gladys. And catch euphoric vibes from Second Star and Certified Samson. Early bird tickets sold out, but Tier 1 tickets are on sale now. Kids $100, adults $120, or save big with group deals 3-on-1 for $300, 5-on-1 for $500, 10-on-1 for $900. Grab them online at Island Tickets or time2lime.com or at outlets like Pappy's Waterhole, Big Life Apparel, 519 Trinidad, and more. Call or message 337 kids for details. Kids Carnival Kingdom, Back to the Future. See you February the 1st. That's an option too. You know, if you're trying to enjoy the performances, etc., on a budget, it's a little cheaper in the kids the kids event, and there are some big names too performing. Obviously, the big songs this carnival as well. That's an option, but you know, let the children have an enjoyable, positive experience as well in it. You know, their heritage and culture also being taught to them. Clean fun, which I appreciate as well. Sometimes I listen to a song at real, you know, but it have a little bit of it that is not so friendly on the ear, and regrettably so. So clean fun for your children, right? A lot to offer in Trinidad and Tobago. A lot in terms of recreational activities, extra cultural opportunities for us to enjoy. So we just head back, and the lines are open, so y'all can feel free. We have obviously the international developments that are taking place. Some people are lauding praises on the Prime Minister for maneuvering politically in a way where we are not on that list of people, of countries that are suspended from applying for immigrant visas, right? Some people are giving her, you know, all that credit. But in general, for me, it is a regrettable situation that the world is closing, and that the attitude that is being directed towards other countries is one that is exclusionary, etc. And obviously, in our circumstances, as I have stated, not with pride and celebration, but with an understanding of our positioning and the reality of our strengths and our weaknesses, I have appreciated the maneuvering that had to take place in order for us to survive, right? That is where we are in this hostile world, as grass with elephants fighting, right? So let me just read into it, and there's not so much about the details of these special security zones, because the Attorney General would have indicated that when the proposed legislation comes to Parliament, then we will get, you know, those details about it. AG Jeremy opted not to go into the details of the proposed legislation, saying it will be discussed in Parliament, and I know many of us pay attention to what goes on there, especially in circumstances that are important, big ticket items that may be taking place, discussed, big legislation that affects us, like this as well. This may be of interest to many people. This proposed legislation, which is already listed on the Parliament's order paper for January the 16th, tomorrow, will require a majority vote, which the government has in the House of Representatives. Of course, we know that, and we have an understanding of how our parliament works. Even without the opposition, our government does have a majority, and a sizable majority in the House of Representatives, the lower house, where all the members of Parliament, the who have been selected to represent their areas where they sit. Just breaking it down you know, for the younger people or people who may not be so aware of it. The Attorney General said the government has 3 matters on its legislative agenda when Parliament reopens tomorrow. The law reform, zones of special operations, special security and community development measures. I almost missed that part. So for me, that is extremely important as well. In areas where there is this decision to put extra security measures, extra community and development measures are also going to be taken. That to me is essential as well, because that is what in the long term, and that, you know, will change that situation, and that is what will really drill down to some of the underlying causes of, you know, this crime and violence that plagues Trinidad and Tobago. So I was really happy to see from the preamble, from the start of this endeavor, that is outlined as well. Too many times we just see the fighting fire with fire, and there needs to be a no-nonsense, strong approach to certain circumstances. Most definitely, I agree. But there also needs to be this intelligent social and developmental approach to give us long-lasting results. And I feel as though many prior have failed in that respect. So I hope, you know, and we encourage this administration to really drive in that direction. Good morning, Mr. West. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Fuad. Mr. Fuad, I you know, after probably a very lengthy period, and I mean, I'm now seeing initiatives or additional initiatives to deal with the crime problem, and I am very happy about that. And I don't know anybody in Trinidad and Tobago who should be unhappy, except those people who are deeply entrenched in that kind of behavior. So I noted that over the last 10, 15 years, or not 10, 15 years, over the last 10 years or 12 years or so, you had over 5,000 people who would have been murdered and more. Some people died in hospital, died after being wounded and subsequently dying and that kind of thing. But I'm saying is that it's too many lives have been lost. You have people lost their children, lost their father, their grandparents, and this is the thing that people have to take into account. And I always say this, nobody knows who is going to be next. You don't know. You walk in through Port of Spain and man shooting all over the place, and you pick up a stray, and that's it for you. You live in a community and people feel you're vulnerable and you have a little change. They come after you. We have to get rid of that. Jamaica has taken the lead and they have implemented a plan of action, which to some extent it has been reported has been successful, right? Because I think they have brought the crime level from what used to be at one time a high of 2,000 people per year down to about 3 something, less than we have, and they have a population of just under 3 million people. It has worked there. Yes, it may be harsh to some extent in some people, but the fact remains is that you have to deal with it. It's not going to be not like the state of emergency where it's going to be nationwide, but they did it in Jamaica, and I mentioned it. We spoke about it some time ago. We spoke about all the community, this and that. We talk about that. And yes, it is best practice. It has worked. It is not something that has been incorporated or taken from Georgia or Alabama, down in the south, down there. No, it's within your region, your CARICOM that you like, you love, and whatnot, right? And we have to work together and all that. They have seen the problem of crime, and they have instituted measures that have worked, and we are saying, and Trinidad is saying, that we are going to incorporate those measures, some of those measures that have worked for them. We can't afford to be losing lives in this country This has to be stopped. It has to be brought to an end, and people have to understand that. So I expect people have their views, and I have my view too. And nobody, I don't think I am that stupid to know that, listen, people are dying, people are losing, man, woman, child, everybody losing their life in the most heinous acts in Trinidad and criminal acts in this country, and I'm going to support and jump with them and say, but this and that, and we don't want that here, and oppression this, and it's black people this. But it's the same black people in Jamaica. Jamaica is almost 95% black. Yes, you have some Syrians, you have some Chinese, and you have East Indians there too. But the fact remains is that the mass of the they are black people. They're more black than me, than all along here. And everything is race. When bandits kill people here in this country, more African little boy they're killing. And you ain't talking about race. But when the thing is race and the black people this and black people, I mean, what kind of stupidity? I mean, that deny common sense. What we expect is that this thing is going to be done properly, and the people are not going to be abused. They're not going to be abused, and that the police officers that are going to engage in that, they probably would be well trained and probably well prepared to do what they have to do without, in fact, infringing people's rights and that kind of thing, and probably abusing them. But the fact remains, you have to deal with crime. People can't lie down in their house, and when they don't know what's going to happen. They don't know who will break down their door. And all because of the same gang thing and people looking for organized crime. Because that is organized crime, not just drugs. So I support it, and I believe that it's time we deal with this scourge in this country here. And it has implication for your standard of living and quality of life. Because if you don't have stability, among other things, if you don't able to keep that stability with respect to keeping the crime level down, people not investing here. You have investors, people who already invested here, they are going to leave the country, and you are going to suffer. So one of the most important things that you have to do, apart from attracting foreign investors, you must ensure that those people who have invested here do not leave and go because of crime. You have to bring it under control. And I hope people understand that. But the thing about it, all I want to say is that I listen to people. But there are things I agree with, and there are things that I don't agree with. And I have that right. They have the right to say what they want to say. And if I believe it's nonsense, I say it is nonsense. Thank you, Mr. Ford.
Yeah, thank you very much as well. I couldn't agree with you more. Good morning, brother. Welcome.
Good morning, my brother. Blessings to you.
And to you and yours as well, brother.
Yes, sir. I can't agree with it with his zone security as yet, because I haven't heard the details, the full details of what will happen. If it's a matter of patrolling the area, if it's a matter of curfew, if it's a matter of a lockdown, I don't know. It's only when the parliament reopens on Friday and you hear the real details of it or the impact of it, then I will be able to say yeah or nay.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. I agree with that. Yeah, you're waiting on the details to see what it really entails. Yeah, that makes sense.
I not convenient like Mr. West and them. Mr. West very convenient. Very convenient. You want to accept something before you even know the details of it? Yeah. I almost need my Panadol this morning listening to him.
Nah, you need a Panadol for that. I think maybe trust as well, to a certain extent. If you are of the mindset that what is going to be done is going to be in the interest of Trinidad, and you feel that trust in those who administrate, you would, even before hearing the details, you might be inclined towards, agreeing with it. So that's probably the case.
To accept anything that deals with fighting crime, Mr. Ford, because at the end of the day, it's us, it's our family, our children, fathers and mothers, as the case may be. So I will support any measure to fight it, but I want to hear the measures. I want to hear the aspect of where it is going. And Mr. Ford,
sense. I agree with you, and I myself will be listening to see the proof, the details, right? So
yeah, that is very important. Mr. Ford, also you know, before you, like I heard the Attorney General talking about the hotspot. Mr. Ford, as far as I'm concerned right now, all about it a hotspot, you know. There was a time in Trinidad years ago, you could have said Laventille was a hotspot, Mova was a hotspot, as the case may be, but the way how the crime is going, everywhere, as far as I'm concerned, is a hotspot because crime happening all over the place. Even some places that you never even heard a crime committed is happening now. So for me, everywhere right now in Toronto is a hotspot. So I try to understand, but I know where he is going. I know where he is going in certain areas. I know because they are hotspots. But the way how the crime is going now, everywhere right now is a hotspot, Mr. Ford. So as I say, I wait to see what he is coming with on Friday, tomorrow, please God, and only then I will be able to say, yes, good initiative, I support it, but for now I cannot. I support the fact that, yes, you're putting something in place to fight the crime as the case may be, I support that. But when I hear tomorrow, please God, when they resume Parliament and I hear the details of it, then I will be able to go further and say, yes, I totally agree with that. Have a blessing, Mr. Ford.
And you as well. Have a blessed day. And I agree with you as well. It makes sense. But some of us, and I have a certain level of trust, based on what has been transpiring. I have not seen the major violations. There have been certain level of violations taken place by the police and the abuse of their powers to a certain extent, and that needs to be taken care of. Obviously, measures have to be put in place. We still are demanding for officers operational to wear these body cameras, but we have a certain level of trust, and we look forward to positive measures being taken. Good morning again, Mr. West.
Yeah, I'm not here to, debate. I read a lot, and I follow what is taking place, not just in Trinidad, throughout the Caribbean, throughout the world. And when I speak about, we spoke about that on this radio, I spoke about it on the evening program. I the one who spoke about people adopting. We even went to Baltimore, where this guy was reduced. He had reduced crime to a very minimal level. And we spoke about Jamaica. And I spoke about where you didn't necessarily have to have a nationwide curfew or state of emergency. You could have it in different areas, like in Catherine. That is what they did. And I suggested that the government or the police should go there and see how they operated, and also with respect to best practice, and see what they can introduce here with modification where necessary. I am not here to argue with people here who ain't reading nothing and who ain't getting themselves involved and just here to spew the words of propagandists, I am not here on that. The fact remains is that if you read the Guardian newspaper, you will see a number of things that the newspaper would have gotten their hands on the bill, and they would have fleshed out some of the. So you have to read too, some of the things that, and you have to listen to the right radio stations and whatnot, and you'll get an idea as to what it entails. And if they tell you they're following a particular model, that is the Jamaican model, you know what is in it. And the the Attorney General spelled out some of the fleshed out and told the population some of the things that were going to be implemented there. So you can form an idea as to where it's going. You don't have to necessarily wait to see what they have next tomorrow. You have an idea. You have a broad understanding as to where it's going. And if you've been following what's been going on in Jamaica, you'll be quite clear. Yes, tomorrow you're going to get the whole. But the fact is, you have enough information to determine what is in the bill and what is going to be in the bill and how it's going to be implemented. So I have no time with this petty kind of stupid talk about Mr. West. Don't fight me. You put your point. The thing about it is this: when you make your argument, make arguments that are reasoned with evidence, that is logical and lucid. Don't come after me. All right?
Yeah, man.
Talk with sense from me, please. Make sense.
All right, Mr. West. Thanks, man. Blessings. Yeah, all the don't come after Mr. West. Be for yourself, right? You know what made me smile yesterday coming down the Eastern Main Road? I saw 3 young men crossing in their uniforms from the technical school. I didn't see how far they went, if they were going home to the Beetham Gardens, but it looked as though they were crossing to go that way. I felt good to see young people getting involved in technical school in a fresh jumper. It was a brown jumper with the emblem on it. I felt good to see that. And those initiatives to harness the energy and the potential of our people, of our youths, those initiatives are what will increase our productivity and decrease the destruction and the violence that is taking place in our society if we leave that human potential. And Ola Tunji mentioned it in the village yesterday while he was singing, right? Good morning, Ola. Our real resource is that human resource. I know many of us don't believe that, you know. Some of us see the human being as even a burden. Too much, too many people, Bill Gates and some others, population reduction and decrease, etc. But there are countries that have been able to harness the resource of their human capital and drive their economies and their societies forward. But if you look at those nations, they have instituted that discipline, culture, mentality that is positive, while we just grabbing whatever flows, oil dollars or whatever, and have no care for the human being who on the side of the road, the families who not eating, the underpaid, the whatever, while we not paying attention to that, because the grabbing and the greed is taking place. Others have developed their human capital. And as long as we leave our men, our boys, our young men and women on the side of the road with nothing to do, we're looking for trouble. Because you cannot exist without feeding at least your physical needs, your immediate necessity of food, clothing, shelter to some extent. So those surrounding circumstances that breed a good society, that education to an extent that provides for the mental and social and cultural development of a human being, so that that individual is disciplined, progressive, respectful, values life. Those things are essential. Creating those opportunities. So like I said, when I saw the social aspect and the developmental aspect intertwined in the security aspect, because normally security, you think of suppression. And yes, I've read a bit on the Jamaican model, and there are positives in the Jamaican model, but there's also a level of suppression there, which is necessary, that we have to be careful about. Let us make our Trinidad and Tobago better. I ain't saying the great again thing, what that fella up so to say. I'm saying far are staying far from that. But there have been some marked reductions that are positive, and it is necessary to make an effort to sustain that positive trend and to even do better till we can bring that scourge, that plague of crime and violence in Trinidad and Tobago to an end. Like I said, I know it's pressure. I know there are families who reeling under the economic challenges that exist. Don't give up hope. The transition and change and the uncomfortable move from where you have this or you're able to earn this and then it changes. Don't give up. Keep going out looking for it in a positive way. That is my encouragement. And wider, from a government perspective, from a business perspective, from a humanitarian perspective, let us help. Let us help our brothers and sisters. And I even was speaking to someone, and they're saying one of the beautiful things about our culture as well in Trinidad, out there, North America, etc., where the person lived for a period of time, sometimes people don't have that connection and that community to help at all. You're on your own, and if you're in the cold, and you might freeze to death. But in our culture, and maybe there's an aspect that we need to revive, people will help, family will help. Good morning to the WPCs and others who were assisting in some matters previously, just trying to help. Not just as officers, but as human beings, as mothers. I could see that they had that love, because the extent to which they went is beyond what is their responsibility. We must be human. We must be people first. And that must drive, that love must drive whatever we do, whatever actions we take, our jobs that we fulfill. And then we will be on that road to make this place better. I see that great talk kind of interesting. Alright, so yes, as well, I ain't taking it as an agenda-based statement, but we will be looking tomorrow as well for the details of how they are going to operationalize this new focus on certain areas. And while we are doing that, we are conscious and we are asking our protective services, we are asking our Commissioner of Police to do what is necessary to ensure that people's rights are not abused either. Put on the body cams. Force your officers who do not want to be accountable to force them into best practice. That would be a tremendous signal to the people of Trinidad and Tobago that we are actually changing for the better. That and maybe a politician or two. I ain't talking about which administration, but wherever, being held to account and facing a jail or some jail, right, for whatever wrongs. That would be some good signals. Let me go along with reading the news. So, just head across to the headlines. All right, we are in that season as the EMA tightens noise monitoring for carnival events. All right, fair enough. All you know what to do, promoters, etc. Make sure you stay within the requirements. Sorry, I missed that call there. And of course, the lines are open. As carnival season continues to pick up steam with various fetes, the Environmental Management Authority has stressed that the monitoring of events and especially previous offenders will be enforced. So God, there are some people, they're already marking. Good morning.
Good morning to the panel.
And good morning to you as well.
To the
Welcome.
people of Trinidad and Tobago. I like all the conversation this morning, the program, because I myself will do trade work. My father sent me to learn trade because I never really passed common entrance. At the time I born in, I didn't hardly had any high school and all that kind of. Even though you're a bright child and thing, the spacing was more students than we say than seats for trying to sort of go to the high school and all that. So anyhow, my uncle and them also was builders as well, so I learned a lot from them. And what we have now, 5 years down the road, maybe 30-something, 40 years later, is that a lot more students, you understand, coming out of school and not having jobs. If it's in the government sector or if it's in the private sector. And what you see happening over the years, past 4 or 5 years, is a lot of people coming from outside of Trinidad and Tobago, and especially the Venice and them and all that, right? So they're picking up a lot of spaces, you understand, in consonant jobs. Now, these children who go in and learn in trade and think if it's electrical or masonry or carpentry or whatever, it still will be difficult for them to fit in. Because we have a culture in Trinidad and Tobago that we seem to see it itself. Because I remember 3-4 years ago, when these Venice, are flocking in here, I hear in Trinidadians like myself sending message to the government if they had to call in a radio station with the program were going on, like, other programs and things. And they'll be saying, bring them in because Venezuelans does work cheaper and does work harder than the Trinidadians. So we have a culture taking itself. Now, in Trinidad and Tobago here, I went through these difficulties as well as a young person. I see my uncle and I went through those programs, those difficulties where they will get called to do a job. And according to how you look or who you are, you might get a job. And if you do get a job, they will try to break down the job, the price of the job. If the job value 40,000 or 60,000 or 100,000, they will try to break it down, you understand, to a less charge to do the job. I experienced that many times. Again, we have a culture in Trinidad and Tobago where the people of Trinidad and Tobago pay themselves. People won't understand what I'm talking about because I know you have a lot of builders might be listening right now, Mason and things. They know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I understand what you're talking about too.
You're right. You understand? Right. So I'm saying it's a good thing for the people and them to learn trade, Africans and whoever, other races and things. But when it breaks down to the bottom line, you understand? We have to try to, as a people in this country, to love ourselves first. You understand? And that will help a lot. It will help stop victimizing people, stop stereotyping people. You understand? Stop looking at race and all these kind of things. That will help.
Yeah.
So I'm saying, I'm locked on and I'm listening. And I hope that the country and the people who is listening understand what I'm saying. Have a blessed day, you all.
You too, man. Thank you very much for that contribution as well. But there is a shortfall in those trades and those skills. There's tremendous skill involved in carpentry, even in masonry and tiling and other things. And reputation. Some of those people who have come into Trinidad and Tobago have that reputation of being skilled, being experienced as well, and also being affordable or cheaper. I don't agree with just pushing people in terms of payment to the lowest possible when you know that that is not a fair wage that they can properly live on. You know, when I pay somebody, I want to pay them something that is livable. You want to be able to sustain that individual, and obviously you want from them good value work, good work. So we have that shortfall in Trinidad and Tobago. Of course, there are good professionals. Sometimes the connection in the market, finding them is a bit difficult. So maybe somebody can assist with a platform that can bridge that gap. But the few good carpenters and stuff that I know are always engaged with work. They're always busy and they do good work. What we need is more of those professionals being created. And in my thinking as a businessman as well, you know, you would stay close to these training facilities and try to get some of those young people who go through these processes of training, etc., and who not just would be qualified but would be skilled as well, because they are the backbone of whatever industry you embark upon to make a living, to make money. Your human resource, as I said, is your greatest resource. So let us understand that, and let us do more to build the capacity of our people. Let us fix the shortfalls that exist. I am always very frank and real with what is taking place, and there is an issue. Finance, money is a problem. Anybody tell you otherwise in Trinidad and Tobago is not painting the real picture of what exists. Money is a problem, and there is a struggle to balance things so that we can invest in ourselves, so that we can keep this wheel turning. The wheel right now, the economic wheel of Trinidad and Tobago, the grease, I don't know what they're greasing it with. If it's butter, molasses, I know what it is. It not the viscosity is not so good, and that is an inherited legacy of mismanagement of where we are totally. I'm not just saying the last administration alone, but cumulatively it is a reality to where we are, and also other dynamics within our region, oil, gas, etc., etc., etc. And we pray and we work. We pray and we are working towards moving our society, our country, the business of our country out of that position. So let us do our best with this other product that we market, which is tourism, Trinidad and Tobago, Let us do our best. Let us advertise Trinidad and Tobago in a positive way. Let us not advertise our bad behavior by not behaving bad. Let us welcome people to our island because it will help us well. We're just out of time. I see somebody calls trying to come in. You can come in earlier tomorrow, God willing. All right, so blessings to everybody. Take care.